Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kara here with another Guardian Tales video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a few updates for the channel, plus Kakao just released essentially another roadmap here. I'm going to be reading off a lot of the updates and where they have a lot of potential new content planned, and I think this is going to be exciting for a lot of people because the last few updates have been pretty lackluster, so this is going to get a good idea of the actual good stuff coming here pretty soon. So before we get into this video, if we can get a like on this video, that'd be awesome. Also subscribe to the channel for more Guardian Tales content. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video here. First thing I want to say, just an announcement for the channel, is that I am officially part of the content creator program, putting a link up of all the other content creators that are part of this program as well. Be sure to check them all out. All of their channels will be linked down in the description below. So I think this is really cool. I'm glad that they're doing this. I recently talked about this in another video. Something like this is pretty standard, and I wish Guardian Tales would do this, and so I'm glad that they actually went out of the way to make this happen. It sounds like this has been something wanting to do for a while, so I'm glad that they're finally able to do this. I'm gonna have to run it by them about all the stuff that I can actually announce with you guys and which things I can't, so stay tuned for that update, but I think that's really encouraging. Let's get into the updates here because I think this is really good, and they're answering a ton of questions that we have for a lot of things that are anticipated here in this game. First of all, quality of life updates, status of equipment presets in development, planned to be implemented in mid-December if things go well. I think this is well overdue. This is by far going to be one of my favorite features going forward when it comes to raiding. It's really tedious moving gear around when it comes to anything, regardless of just raiding, just in things in general. You want different equipment for different sections of the game, so being able to have equipment presets is going to be massive. And pity counter display for merch and super costumes. I think having these pity timers shown in game is definitely for the better. I really don't like it when games try to hide it from you. I like that they're actually going out of the way to add this. There's no plans for the guild raid reset time, which I like. I think a lot of people, like they're saying, are used to this current time frame. Maybe based on time zones and stuff, this potentially could be difficult. For me, it's totally fine. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this, because it looks like they're not planning on changing it. I don't know if people are really complaining about this. Another quality of life change that I really like is checking how many retries you have on Guild Raid. This is something that I'm always worried that I don't have one, because you have one free attempt to back out and then try again. I'll sometimes just stick with a run because I'm like, did I use that on another one? I don't remember. So I'm glad that they're actually showing that, which is nice. Chat limit. When it comes to the chat, I think the chat in this game is just complete trash. So them fixing a trash system doesn't really do anything for me. So they're saying that, like, you know, chat logins are disappearing when you log on, and you can get your chat limit will be raised from 5 a minute to 10 a minute. Like, okay, no one uses it anyway. If you're ever going to be in a situation where you could be using chat, probably just gonna be using Discord anyway, so cool. Unless they completely rework it, able to add friends, stuff like that. It's a feature I'm probably never gonna use. Guild raid time change from 1 minute to 1 minute 30 seconds. Interesting. It's going to completely change all the expected damages and all the complete times for this. Maybe there's certain comps that ramp up, take a long time to ramp up, that are actually going to be a lot better. We'll have to see here in the future. So it's going to change everything when it comes to raid and raid damage. It's definitely going to improve everyone's raid score. So I wonder if they're going to compensate by making the bosses harder. And then enabling equipment and hero enhancement menus in Guild Party preparation screen. Thank you. Okay, mid-December, being able to do that instead of having to back all the way out, change everything, and then come back in. That's nice. And then displaying party leader and members' individual damage output in guild raids. I think that's awesome. It's really going to give you an idea of who's actually doing the damage, who's not. That's going to make everyone's runs better. It's going to just make it would go a lot more smoothly knowing that information. So I'm glad that they're planning to do that in mid-December. Awakening Stone exchange. I like this because there's some Awakening Stones you get a ton of one, but you lacking on another. So even if they do like a 2-for-1 or some kind of exchange there where you can either upgrade your crappy stones into mid and high ones, or if you could just exchange one color for another color, I'm definitely gonna be a fan of it. I think everyone's gonna be a fan of having more options there, because Awakening Stones is one of the biggest bottlenecks in this game. Adding what party buffs a new character will have in the patch notes, that's great. Wish they would do that before. I don't even want to make a video talking about the new character the day of, because you have almost no information. So it's like, I'll do 2 videos. I'd rather just wait and do 1 video and actually have all the information. It's nice that they're going to be doing that, so you can actually get hyped about the character immediately, instead of being like, hey, here's the character, but we don't know one of the biggest parts of their kit until tomorrow. This is really interesting, where face system has been shelved indefinitely, and all planned features related to it are also shelved. May return under a different name, but otherwise face system is dead. Devs acknowledge that this has created a big content gap, and they apologize for it. a big bummer. I was looking forward to that. Also kind of planning, around that with certain heroes. So it's kind of a bummer that that's going away. This is probably one of the first major pieces of content that just got shelved indefinitely. It's 11 months have passed without a new side story until the release of Afterworld Inc. Main story and side story are worked on by one team, so they can't work on both at the same time. They tell the players that since the launch, maintaining same update rate as early days is difficult, plan to find a way to get around this problem soon. When I hear that, that's something that they could fix. It's okay, yes, it's one team, but they're choosing to allocate those resources. They wanted to actually keep that going. They need to hire more people and get that going, but that's on them. That's a self-imposed limitation. Now that we understand it, but if they want to crank this content out and keep people around, they're going to need to get more content out sooner, regardless of what the reason is. But at the same time, for the most part, up until recently, I have been a big fan of the content additions that they've added to the game, and especially the pace that they've added them. This is probably the only time in the history of the game that there's been any kind of lull content-wise. They acknowledge that players are getting tired of playing Camazone. They plan to give it additional quality of life in December to make it easier to play. I wish they would just make it more engaging, because it's such an important part of your progression and getting resources that I wish they would make it an actual really fun game mode that people want to play because it's so important for their account. Talking about Guardian Base, I think this is nice, especially for low spenders and free-to-play. Devs are aware of the excess of Guardian Base tickets and the gradual rising of level 300 base players. There are currently no plans to expand Guardian Base due to finding some players getting burdened by GB levels, and this will be the case for a very long while. For now, they have removed any way of getting GB tickets for the level 300 players. So I like that a lot, that you don't have to worry about people getting a massive advantage over you the second you catch up to 300. Now, you have this big issue here. Then another big update or a big announcement is no plans in the update for merge system for now. TR, the training room, second slot is set for the next Korean update, which is awesome. I think everyone's excited for that. Another training room slot, which is really cool. That's coming pretty quickly here. There's one more that I'm really excited about, which is friendly matches were in the back burner because they feel there would be less players who would enjoy it. They're now working on it with plans to be released in January. I think this is going to be massive for the game to have friendly matches. I'm hoping they mean friendly matches in Arena. That game mode is awesome, but you only get to play it here and there. So being able to play with your friends is going to make this game so much better and so much more fun to play, and then you're not stuck on their timer. I really don't like being stuck on their 2-hour timer for such a good part of content. Then also, you could probably find people in your region so you're not screwed on the ping as well. This has multiple levels of good things to that to make it such a more fun version of the content. And then if you actually find someone with good ping or similar ping to you, you can actually, you just losing legitimately, or is it ping? I mean, you can actually get a feel for it because we're going to have so many more games to play instead of just 10 every day. And then you have this big lull, so you can't really practice as much as I think most people that are enthusiastic about that game mode would like. Easily one of the most exciting parts of this update here. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you guys are most excited about when it comes to this update here. With that, guys, I am out. Peace.